Whoops. There we go. A bit of a problem at the start. So, I should mention, I had a problem earlier today where I went to clean out the vents on the underside of my laptop and, jiggled the cord to my external hard drive a little too much, and, it got disconnected, and I had to do a restore on it, and it looks like it's fine, and I don't think I lost anything unless my save file isn't here. This game was stored on that hard drive, and I was able to get Steam to recognize that the games are still on there and playable, so far so good, but I'm a bit worried about the save file. Might have been corrupted. Let's hope not. I wasn't playing it at the time, so it shouldn't be corrupted. Oh, I just realized it's gonna fuck with my mods. Not in this game, but why is it not in full screen? Why is it not in full screen? Okay, good. We're still in the bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the nameless bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Let me set a timer for this episode as well. Why is it doing this? Why does it keep forcing it out of full screen? Whatever, we saw this last time. Hopefully it stops.
Where's the bookseller? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Sigmund Freud's a fucking idiot, though.
An old diary.
Pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it holds the truth. Excuse me. History of Darkwater, Volume 2. Puritan colony led by revered John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. The named island Darkwater because the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks around the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmarish, deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. The 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears to be even more mysterious because up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, the month of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales after a night of ferocious combat. The survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. That skull looks like it came from a Halloween store. Check it anyway. More medicine tomes. One more and or one or two more and I should get level 4 medicine. Definitely feels like no matter what I do, I can't stay completely sane.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
A lot of level up books here.
No.
Yeah, I bet it was best that I don't read the book. That didn't work out last time. As you can see here. The Malus Mysterium.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then? What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Cult symbol.
What the? Charles Hawkins? What's happening to Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Book.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Just all the glitching and shit, man. I'm not missing anything, am I? I lowered it some more.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Something tells me this
Another
is part of a
volume by
puzzle.
Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are
Arkham
there in this
Editions.
collection?
I'll come back to those books.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder's sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star at the branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. And press cuttings that mentions the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last Hawkins trip of Cairo. Remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
The same sleeping pills. Everyone has them. But why? What's the connection? One more. Or two more.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
It's possible to read. If someone finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality. In order that they be recovered, burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, as she is still of this world. Following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger this represents, and you will act accordingly. In the event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of imagination. Dead roaches.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Things that should not be.
Arkham Editions.
Aurel India.
Never heard of him.
The commons were controlled by the mothers of the people.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Are there 2 copies of the same book?
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Azathoth and Other Horrors.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. Things are not looking good. A kind of chalice.
I need 3 numbers. And it's got to be related to these books. Order is the pleasure of reason, and disorder is the delight of the imagination. For life and study combined in the Greek world.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Written by, translated, and edited by Nathaniel M. Corpelius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, popular text from 16th century alchemists.
Arkham Editions.
The text claims that in the distant
Never heard
past,
of him.
Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Is there a phonograph around?
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Alright, that's a good clue. The Holy Grail.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Opera and Anax.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
Solomon.
Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
So that's 1, 2,
Never
3
heard
or
of it.
whatever.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
6.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
8.
Arkham Editions.
4.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
7.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
9. Where's book
Never heard of
5?
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Shut up.
Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection?
We're missing book 5. Alright, I'm gonna... The 5th book is missing, but it could be about the Holy Grail, which I that might be it. But let's see what the other 2 cylinders have to say.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen has little protection.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So we're missing something. So I guess the goblet and the chessboard.
The Queen has little protection.
I'm not good with chess, but there's 4 white pieces, so maybe 4 is the answer for that. That's maybe a little simple.
The chalice of knowledge.
Do rubies and sapphires make a specific motif? One, two, three, four. Don't quite get what it's going for. Could it be 2? This puzzle might be a little bit much for my small brain. Cylinders.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
The Queen has little
Let those
protection.
of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen is on B4. I think 4 is what we're looking for.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in
The chalice of knowledge.
gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from
The
its
red
The
drops.
chalice of knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
actions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
There's 5 rubies.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Was essentially received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Arkham Horrors. It's volume 9.
Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
9 might be a bit too obvious. Yeah, could I get a hint? This is a bit esoteric. I don't know what that symbol in the corner means. If it means hint, I don't know how to access it. I've got to be missing something. Ah!
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
The Hound. Do not make the mistake of taking this jewel for an inanimate object. The soul of a powerful sorcerer devourer of bodies of the Lank cult. A sect from Central Asia lies in this jade amulet. His very characteristic form, a massive hunting dog, represents the transformation of the sorcerer into a man-eating ghoul. Whoever unearths the amulet and wears it around his neck is at risk of the sorcerer's wrath. The latter will return in the shape of a formidable hunter to track and dismember all defilers. Well, I don't see how that actually helps me.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Red drops. 5 red drops. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting at the crack.
To pay to know its secrets.
The Chalice of Knowledge. The Queen has little protection.
Maybe I need to figure out where to move the queen in order to get her to safety. B 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. B8? Could that be the answer? 5, 8, 9? Might be a little easy.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
The Queen has little
Let
protection.
those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Protect the Queen. I am shit at chess. I don't even know how to fucking play. Why? Why the fucking game does... Ugh, fuck chess. This actually might be the safe spot because pawns can only attack diagonally. So that would be A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could that be it? Three, somehow. 5, 3, 9. Don't read it. Why would you read it, you idiot? Oh, am I back in the fucking institute? Great. There's fucking trace the trail of intent at Berkeley. Discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Human skin lied inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. But he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Alright, so we're not captured, we're just astral projecting, I guess. Could this be what's happening now or a memory?
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Very well. I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
Like I fucking know what these words mean.
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
He has something in his belly.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm,
That
it's
doctor's
softer
putting
than
a
that of a
fucking
newborn baby. What about his
eldritch
cranium?
creatures inside this
It's
guy.
soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation.
He's turned into a squid man, of course.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination
I'm gonna
is
have some
without
jelly
limit.
beans.
It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
His limbs, his body temperature. I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
You're
I
full
will
of
not
shit,
let
Doc.
you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
A madman.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
The same bottle of sleeping pills right next to it. can't access Pierce right now.
This place draws you in and never lets you go. Hay fever? What's he doing here?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work.
Oh,
He's
what's the
undergoing
fucking
a
robe
ventricular
doing?
fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
You'll get help soon, buddy.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
I was told to tend to my patients over here, but I feel like I should have hold off on that. I wanna snoop.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Yeah, I've been there.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's
Everybody
office.
says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale. We're lacking in qualified personnel, and she knows it. Her petty punishments won't last forever.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games.
Anyway, I've learned my lesson. I'll hold my tongue next time.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'm guessing this is like a bath for more unstable patients that don't want to sit still in a tub.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Let's see. Find some dirt on that fucking whack job doctor. Oh, I found the book here, but it's gonna... Oh, I thought it was gonna help Pierce because he's looking through the village so he could read the book.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
You fucking kiss ass. I feel bad now. I feel like it's gonna affect me that she's gonna tell him that I stopped by. I don't know, maybe it won't because it didn't say this will
No,
affect your
you've pulled my
destiny.
leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule.
Who knows if it'll fuck me over anyway, though. The Hawkins wing. Generous donator and unfailing support. Alright, I guess we can help these guys.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place. The captain on one side, Cat on the other, and me. Well, I've been to the whaling station, I have.
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just sleep a bit more.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Irene Sanders? What's she over here for?
Mrs. Sanders?
Is she okay? Oh shit.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Boiler room, huh?
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
Dude's huffing shit.
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination.
Ugh.
He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
I don't want to give up on them. But fuck, man, I can't do everything for them. Fuck. This should all be good now.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
I saw him, yes. It's always the same thing. They bring them up, without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. We take care of the wounds, and then they leave. Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
Their affliction is not our responsibility. You cannot save everybody, Doctor.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room.
I got the key.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high. We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment. We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
Omino delinquente. Pseudoscience, great.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Damn. There's plenty on the ground. Just pick that thing up, wedge it like, see right there, and then you just use leverage to push it a little. Move it a little each time. Good enough. Wish I could just stealth take down that bitch. Just get up right behind her, put her in her chokehold.
She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. So unfair. Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Oh, hey.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You know you can't trust Fuller.
I know, but he isn't the only doctor here.
Yes, but since he treated your injuries, he is your referring doctor now.
You're right. I shouldn't take the risk.
Nothing would be prescribed to you that hasn't been approved by him.
But
I really need the treatment.
What are you suffering from?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh, there's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long.
Feel bad for my boy Ethan. Where can I find a tool?
Dr. Colden?
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Shut up. God damn. Seriously, why are any of these tools useful? Like, I don't quite know where I'm supposed to go.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office. The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Oh, I think she's done taking inventory in here. I got the monkey wrench. This should do it.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here.
I have to be quick. God only knows how much time I have.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something.
I love how you could just stumble your way through a fucking...
Files. I was right.
Stumble your way through a puzzle like that. Is that all I came here for? Or can I get some extra shit?
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient?
This finger
Sarah
belonged to
Hawkins.
a woman. Why keep it here?
The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying in these peculiar times.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement. I should go another way.
I don't like this. Service elevator for carrying patients on lifts. Or the whatever the fuck it's called. The medical bed that has wheels. This is some Silent Hill looking ass shit down here, man. I I want to try that again. I want to try the other doors. I want to try the other doors first.